Hey guys, today we're talking about waiting, which is pretty ironic because you're waiting for me to just hurry up and get to the point. But today's topic over the podcast is trusting in God's timing.
And we have to remember that God's pace is not our pace.
All right, if you could fast forward to any moment in the future, where and what would it be?
I gotta go like when I'm living in my house, I'm married, I got my kids, you know? Like,
Oh wait, yeah, it says future. I get that. I thought it was just any moment in time. Yeah. That's reasonable. I think I would, if I could like get like a glimpse and like come back, I would see like the day I graduate college or like actually get the degree that I want, like something like.
Oh yeah.
Just like to see that and be like, okay, that's my motivation to keep going. I know that'd be pretty cool.
What's the longest you've ever waited in line for something?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Actually, I have like two stories. We were on a band trip, and it was this line, and Jax, which is my very good friend, would not let up on this ride, and we waited in that line forever, but it was okay because it was actually pretty fun. But then there was another ride at Disney. I can't remember. I think it was like Epcot or something, the first time we went to, and we waited like 2 hours. You know them Disney lines are crazy, if anybody knows. And we waited like 2 hours to do this ride, and we ended up. It was Tron, actually. That's what it was. That's not an Epcot, is it? But it was Tron, and that we didn't even get to ride the ride. It shut down. So 2 hours of nothing. Yeah.
You didn't even get to ride it?
No, we waited for nothing.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was fun. What about you?
I gotta go like in the Nike store.
Oh,
Those lines are so, I swear.
I shop online.
And there's like 18 workers, and it takes like 50 years.
Slow as molasses.
Especially when you go to like an outlet mall.
Oh, yeah.
And the line is literally all backed up, and people are getting like 1,500 things.
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that.
And then there's only like one thing you want in the store, and then you have to wait in that whole line.
Whole line just for a pair of $80 shoes. Yeah. Waiting is hard.
At least they're not 120.
Ooh, foreshadowing. Wait.
Okay, waiting in line is bad enough, but waiting on God, that's a whole different story.
All right, guys, real talk. The verse for today is Ecclesiastes 3, verse 11. He has made everything beautiful in its time. What do you think about that, Jonah?
Okay, so back to like the waiting part, like genuinely you know that God has promised you everything.
Yeah.
But you have to wait. I mean, it's not just gonna jump in front of you when you're driving down the road or something. I mean, it takes time. Like, it's just like, let's say band. You do band, I do basketball.
Yes.
How you have to do certain things to get to your end goal. So you can't just jump out
straight
there
to a championship or a concert.
Yeah, and be just all big and bad, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else you'd say.
Well,
But you have to stick with it. Is that the word? Like, stick with it?
Yeah, stick with it.
Little story right here. So in basketball, my coach is making us read this book. It's called Chop Wood, Carry Water. Listen, I'm only on like chapter 6, but it's good. It's a good book. It talks
Really?
about...
Wait, chop wood, carry water?
Yes. So it's about this guy. His name is John. He has this whole backstory, but he wants to be a samurai archer. And so his sensei, his name's Akira, he goes to this city in Japan, and he just wants to jump straight into it. He just wants to be the archer and wants to be like the top person, but he doesn't want to have to chop wood and carry water to get there. And his sensei keeps telling him every day, you have to chop wood and carry water before you will become a samurai archer. And he just wants to shoot his bow. Is that what it is? Is that what an archer is?
Yeah,
bow and arrow?
Yeah.
He just wants to shoot his bow, and his sensei keeps telling him that it will come in time. So fast forward, he's chopping wood, carrying water, and he starts shooting his bow at, I think it's like maybe 6 feet in front of him at this hay bale, and he's okay at it. But as he keeps going and as he keeps practicing, he gets better, and every shot is more accurate and harder than his
previous shots, yeah.
than when he first started. So you like, oh man, you got to do like the little things to get
to the big things.
So just like in sports and in band, you have to practice and you have to prepare yourself to go to the state championship or to go, what is y'all's called?
It's just a state contest.
State contest.
Whatever.
Like you have to prepare and you have to be ready. So.
And you also have to put in the time. You can also see in the Bible Joseph and David. David waited forever. He was anointed as king, and then he waited forever. He even killed Goliath in that period of waiting. It took forever for him to actually step foot into the palace and the crazy journey that God took him through. But often you kind of see in the Bible that it's these crazy journeys that actually shape the character that God wants you to be.
Yeah.
So taking the time to practice, or God teaching you patience, or teaching you how to manage your anger, or whatever God may be trying to speak to you moment at a time, is for a picture that God's promised you. God's promised you it, but it's the build up. It's the waiting on God's timing, because what God has for you, you can't rush into it.
Even Joseph waited 13 years from the time his brothers sold him into slavery until he went into service for Pharaoh.
Yeah, Joseph was falsely accused, went into prison, and waited a long time before God did something through Joseph, what God was wanting to do. He interpreted the dream that the cupbearer and the baker had, and ended up actually interpreting even Pharaoh's dreams and letting God use him through what God wanted to do. But it took a long amount of time, and maybe at the time Joseph was probably questioning, what in the world is this for? Why in the world am I going through this? You may be asking yourself the same thing. What in the world is this trial for? But it's for a purpose, and God is trying to do something to define you through it.
Sometimes God isn't saying no. He's just saying not yet. Because what God has prepared for us is too good to be rushed.
Absolutely. Even one of the dreams that Joseph interpreted, or after he interpreted is what I meant, he actually was appointed pretty much like Pharaoh's kind of like right-hand man and controlled the rations. And he actually was reconciled with his brothers. Everything began to fall in place when he trusted in God's timing. If you go on your own way, you're going to have to do your own math. You're going to have to do your own. It's going to be on your own strength, but trusting in God's timing will fall in place because it's God's will. All right, fam, this is y'all's call to action. Write down one thing you've been waiting on God for.
And we want you to pray over it daily this week. And instead of asking God when, ask, what do you want to do in me while I wait?
Yeah.
Next week's teaser.
Next week, we're going to be running the race of faith without tripping over your own shoelaces.